Hello, my name's Gavin. This is Genre Books, and I wasn't expecting to do a book haul, but here I am doing just that. I found out a couple of days ago that there was a car boot sale, one that has been postponed a couple of times this year due to weather, and was finally on, so I thought there might be some good stuff there. And I was sort of right. There was a little bit of stuff there, and what I got I think is good, but there wasn't a huge amount to choose from. There was a lot of Drek books, stuff that I'm not going to be touching. There's garbage and there's garbage. We have to draw a distinction between trash and rubbish. Whilst I might like my trash, I don't like rubbish, so I left that on the field. 1959 book about the French resistance, the Marquis, Hell-Bent for Trouble. Digit Books, first time published anywhere, so a first edition, I suppose. And by Charles Lafarge, not a name I'm familiar with, but it was going for 50 pence, and it's Digit Books, so I'm taking a punt. Here's one for next year, if not before. Now with Digit Books, I'm buying because I know the publisher. With this one, I've never heard of the publisher. Centurion Books. I don't think I've got another Centurion Books, but this is a Western, so ready for June on the Range. Glenn A. Blackburn's Apache Half-Breed. So obviously it reeks of cultural sensitivity, but let's hope that the story is exciting. A name I keep seeing mentioned, but an author I've not yet read. This one's a little bit battered, but again, for 50 pence, for a very old Panther book, I couldn't really say no. All the pages were there, that was the important thing. James Hadley Chase, A Coffin from Hong Kong. I'm going to have to start carrying around a list of books that I have got, because I was very worried when I picked this up that it might be something I already had. So it's Edge. This is volume 22, and I can't remember titles up to that high. Fortunately, I don't have this one, but I do now, even more fortunately. I've not read the original book to which this is a sequel, but I have seen the film, so I'm quite happy to read this without having read the original. I might hang on until I can find a copy. But Logan's World, William F. Nolan, obviously the sequel to Logan's Run. Sticking with the science fiction and sticking with the 50 pence books, I now own a Star Trek novel. So if there is a book trek next year, I may finally join in one. So I have Dreams of the Raven by Carmen Carter. So original series, and it looks like it's featuring, or heavily featuring, Dr. McCoy. So very happy to begin my Star Trek novel journey here. I think I've seen most of the TV series other than the last couple that have come out, but I have always stayed away from the books, thinking maybe there's one rabbit hole too many, but we'll see. I shall brave it. Now this next one wasn't 50 pence, it was 25 pence. This is Enemy Close to Head by Guy Gibson. So Guy Gibson is the wing commander who at the age of 25 led the Dam Busters raid, with the bouncing bombs taking out dams in Germany on the Ruhr Valley. And this is his book, memoir. It wasn't printed until 55, Gibson actually died in 1944 whilst flying on a mission. Flew 170 missions and died at the age of 26 and won the Victoria Cross. So yeah, I want to read this book. But it isn't just old books that were there. There were some where someone's obviously a very brisk reader and has finished a lot of books that have come out in the last few years. I wasn't interested in most of them, but I did find a couple that I'm happy to have got for low prices. So these were £1 each. The first is Demon Copperhead by Barbara Kingsolver. So I'm probably a bit late catching up to this book, and I certainly will be by the time I get to read it. But happy to get a copy of it. The modern book cover is a bane to me. It has a fairly anodyne photograph cover. It's got a sticker on it which I shall have to prise off. It's got a sticker on it which is part of the cover and can't come off. So it has some of my bugbears, but I won't be looking at the cover where I'm reading the book. And a movie tie-in cover. So this is Killers of the Flower Moon. So I hear lots of good things about The Wager, which is another book by David Grann, which I also managed to pick up for £1 earlier this year. So I now have two to choose from. Haven't seen this film yet, so it might be a good idea to read the book first before I do, and see which takes me longer, reading the book or watching the movie. And finally, because I am slowly completing my collection of Discworld novels, there's a couple I found in hardback. Snuff and Making Money. I am going through my bookcases slowly at the moment, so I will be finding out exactly how many more Discworld novels I need to get the entire set, and then I'll decide whether I want to get the ones that I have already read previously, and then I'm going to read them. So a whole stack for less than £8, and back home by I think 9 o'clock. So a brisk walk around a cricket ground for a couple of hours in the morning, a bacon sandwich, a pile of books, and then home. Well, what else am I going to do on a bank holiday? Until next time,